Speedrunning is a huge part of gaming and its history. The desire to complete a game or a task within it as fast as possible is both exciting and addictive. Fall Guys released in 2020, and despite an initial feeling of randomness in the gameplay and physics, the best players quickly figured ways of getting through the levels faster and faster. Now, 5 years later, speedrunning has evolved hugely in our favourite silly bean game. There have been many changes to physics over the years, but the core gameplay remains the same. There is one objective: get that crown at all costs.
Falcon Punch!
Many Fall Guys players will be familiar with the Full Analytics speedrun leaderboard and connected stats mod, which shows the best times of players across each level in the game. But if we look at the official home of speedruns, speedrun.com, we can see that the properly recognized categories for running this game offer the time taken to beat an entire show in solos, duos, or squads. Today I'll be playing various modes to see how close I can get to a spot on this most prestigious leaderboard. If you're playing solos, you rely fully on getting levels where you can either eliminate people or complete them very quickly. So unfortunately, levels like this with a timer are a no-go. You also don't want to end up in a final that can go the full 5-minute distance. It's just not going to go well if you manage to get one of these. You have to hope for rounds where you can eliminate as many other beans as quickly as possible. It's the only chance to do well. So here's the thing, officially the counter starts as soon as the go message appears in the first round and ends as soon as the winner message appears in the final round. I thought I'd try this out in solos first, and already this is not going to be it, is it? If we look at the official record, which is just over 1 minute of time, achieved by Kenny Shield, an absolutely legendary, I think, French player, it's probably an unbeatable time. The other thing to take into account with these speedruns is you're not pausing the timer for round loading, so ideally you want to be playing as few rounds as possible. It's practically impossible to beat the record because unless you get snowball survival and somehow eliminate people and just load the winner screen a little bit quicker, that is both a quite lucky and incredibly skilled unbeatable time. Full respect to Kenny Shield for getting that one. What an absolute legend of the game. One of the best players out there. So unfortunately it looks like it's the kind of record that can't be forced, but it had me thinking. A lot more game modes have come out since these official speedrun categories. What if we had a speedrun category not only for solos, duos and squads, but also knockout, ranked, maybe even some of the LTMs, like Finals Marathon. I have probably won a solos game quite quickly in the past, but I can't remember any specific ones to look at. That wasn't a bad time for Bubble Trouble, but still, none of that matters because you actually just have to wait for everyone else to qualify as well. It's tough knowing what kind of players you want to go against in these record attempts, because you want players who will both qualify quickly, but also be, unfortunately, bad enough at the game that you can take them out easily in survival rounds. If we're taking into account finals, I'm not sure if Blast Ball is a great one, but if you can get a final nice and early and do it really quickly, it could potentially be alright. But I think overall, the meta of actually doing well at one of these records does hinge on getting a very dangerous survival round early on. You want either a snowball survival where most of the map is breakable tiles, or you want something like Perfect Deathmatch, where there's a spinner that's able to take other players out very quickly. Now, Blast Ball is always a level I've struggled with, unfortunately, so even if we weren't attempting record attempts here, it would still be a difficult one for me to win. It's definitely not a great world record attempt, because I've actually had to make it all the way to the final, but for an initial first test, I guess things could go worse. At least we won. Hooray! A win is in the bag, but a terrible time. Look, at least we did get that lower costume. What a way to begin. But yeah, this is a very average solos round. 4 rounds and a full final is not what we want. After that, we got a little bit of a tiptoe. It has the potential to finish quite quickly, but that depends on how brave beans are going to be, and you still don't want to risk throwing it all away. Oh, it looks like it's at the end here, but I still didn't want to be too dangerous. Goodbye, other beans. Wait a second, this is almost exactly what we need. Snowball survival. The only downside here is it's not the super dangerous version, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to take other beans out in this variation. But still, it doesn't hurt to at least try, right? Maybe these beans are just a little bit too skillful. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to take any out, but at least the snowballs helped. Next up, we actually got Hoop Shoot. Wow, this level is back in the game. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I've played this one. Can I even remember what to do in this? Now, we did read that this level has changed a little bit. I don't know if this is any more the best route through the level, because I think they've changed the location of some of the better scoring hoops. And as well as that, I don't know how long it's going to take other people to get through this level either. Even if I complete it quite quickly, we still got to wait for everyone else to qualify. It's not the ideal level for any kind of speedrun attempt. It's definitely a decently satisfying level to play. I'm actually quite pleased it's back, and it's actually looking like I'm going to be able to qualify in first place as well. Not bad considering I haven't played this for years. Oh, this poor bean looks like they are really struggling to get that final hoop, but surely, nope. They actually got knocked out right then and there. Unfortunately, it was a roll-off final, so these ones usually tend to go on for quite a while. You can always try grabbing people on this level, but this was also one of the easiest variations, and you usually have to end up waiting for the rings to go a bit faster before you can actually eliminate people with grabs. But after time, they usually eliminate themselves anyway, so unfortunately it was another long one. Yeah, that's a full 5 round solos, oh dear. So after that, I decided to give Finals Marathon a go. Although it's not an official recognized category on speedrun.com, maybe it could be in the future, and it seemed like I was having absolutely no luck with solos. Things were looking good here actually. Although you have to have a full round for each elimination of players, people were really quickly eliminating themselves in this level. That is a super fast first round. Again though, we do have to wait for each round to load in between, so even if people get eliminated super quickly on the levels themselves, there's a lot of downtime and waiting to get to the next round. But look at that. Just a few seconds and we're into the next one. Next up we get the Hopperdrome here, which again could potentially take out people quite quickly. You just never know what's going to happen. Oh my goodness, we could actually be on to record pace here, if there is a record. After that we get Hexering, which again, what on earth is going on here? This is absolutely crazy, and I'm gonna let you in on a little secret here. This was super fast, this was about 3 minutes all in, but then I failed. We had the perfect final, it was full mountain, and I actually lost to one of the other players there. Truly sad. But this then showed me in the next round that Finals Marathon isn't always what you want, because if you get a late hexagon, it takes so long. I did, however, then at least make up for my previous loss that I didn't have recorded, sorry about that, by getting a nice little win here in Pine Climb. Unfortunately, another very long final, which showed me that maybe Finals Marathon wasn't the way to go for a fast win. So then I had a little think, what about Ranked? What is the fastest anyone has won a Ranked game? There's a slight problem in the fact that Ranked is kind of hard-coded to always have 4 rounds. But you'll have a lot of good players who, in theory, will qualify from levels quite quick. So as long as you get a final like this, where you can eliminate other players, you can technically win it quite quickly. That's pretty good, right? 4 rounds, most of them quite quick. But what if we could win Ranked even faster? If you get a lobby with a lot of really good players, even the race rounds don't matter too much. Look, only 11 people need to qualify from here, and this is a level that most people are going to finish in about a minute and a half. Now, even though I wanted everyone to finish quickly, it's still nice to have a little bit of a rivalry in a level, and I decided to grab this other bean and send them into the slime. Well, I say send them into the slime, I failed. Oops, but oh well, that means they can catch up to me and qualify again in quick time. Come on everybody, if we all qualify quickly and I win, maybe we could get a record ranked win. Again, there's no category for this yet, but maybe if someone who manages the speedrun leaderboard could make one, I feel like ranked would be a really good one to have as an official category in the speedrunning times. Would you like to see that? Let me know in the comments. By the way, this bean's really good. Now, everyone managed to actually qualify from that last level pretty quick, and this is another one that's usually over very speedily. Let's see how it goes for me, because obviously I do still need to actually qualify. Get the gold ring, get the other gold, and we are through instantly, and it's a personal best. Now we just have to wait for these other beans to get through as quick as they can. Come on. Yes. No. Don't jump off the map. You've got so much to give. That sends us to, potentially, a really ideal final. We get Circle of Slime. Now you can play very aggro in this final, and theoretically take people out pretty quick. I decided to still play it slowly at the beginning though, and just wait until people got too near. It wasn't long before I was only against one other bean. I decided to take my opportunity to strike. I got closer and closer, waiting, grabbing, playing strategically. Unfortunately, the grabs weren't working perfectly just yet. But maybe they didn't need to work. That was a much better time than my previous ranked show. Now, to get a spot on the actual ranked leaderboards, even if this was a category, I would have to follow the rules and have the entire round recorded from menu screen to winner screen. So I have no proof of how quick that was, but as you can see, it was decent. Then I realized something. Wait a second. This second cycle of ranked has hyperdrive heroes in it. And also, this first time I saw it, we had this really weird old variation that hasn't been in the game for ages. Look at this. No spinner, and all of the tiles have a kind of space between them. Now, if I wanted to do well at winning ranked quick, I needed this level to come up. Now, here's what we want to do. We want to get hyperdrive heroes early on and take out every bean before the end, because you can technically win a ranked game on hyperdrive heroes as long as you take out every other player. So that's what I had in mind. We already had only 2 other players here, and we had the spinners at our disposal. A couple of grabs, well, actually only one, and the other beans were gone. That's it. A win was in my hands. Well, that is, as long as I could reach the end of the level. How hard can it be? Also, never say that. You know how I choked that finals win earlier? I still can't believe I threw a full mountain. I deleted that recording so quickly I forgot what I was actually doing, and I couldn't recover it. I could have showed it. Sometimes it's nice to see a fail. And that's right, we've got a few spectators watching to see if I'm actually going to be able to pull off this early ranked win. And by the looks of it, I'm not going to be taken out by any obstacles. Let's get over that finish line and get the worthy victory screen. Fun little costume, this one, isn't it? And an appropriate victory celebration. And there we go, round 3 win. Also a full gold. But what if it could be done even quicker? There is potential. That's right, you can technically speedrun this level itself. So if you can take out beans earlier and speedrun the level, which is something I'm actually not that good at on this one, there is ways that you can skip kind of the second half of the level by getting bar boosts and things like that. But that's not something I'm that practiced at. I'll just have to see if I can win quickly in my normal way. And of course, I do still need to take out all of the other beans, so I can't speedrun too quickly, or I might let some of them survive. It's a very catch-22 situation here. Plenty of other beans falling off the map though, look at that. How many people do we even have left here? Just 2. And we got a spinner. Maybe we can take out this blue bean with the spinner instantly. Nope, they weren't standing quite close enough, unfortunately. So we gotta wait for the other spinner. The blue bean just ran off all by themselves, and the banana is gone. Or are they? Nope, we've got to take another shot here and see if we can take the banana into the slime off the level. There they go. That's much more like it. Game on! Let's get to the end. Now, technically it is possible to skip a lot of the level here. If I had gone over to the right platform with the hammer on it, you can actually get a boost to the end, but I've only managed that successfully one time, and I really didn't want to risk it. I had the potential to beat my time here anyway. Sorry, spectators, I know that you're watching me because you hate me, but I'm trying to make a video here. So once again, we made it to the end. I can't remember what the first round I had was in this, but it was a pretty decent time. Victory is mine! And let's take a look here. It's a 3rd round victory again, but wait a second, wait. Something crazy was about to happen. Now, I didn't actually record the first round because I was just playing normally when this happened, so I'll show you a kind of a recreation of it using Digi. The first round I got was Track Attack, so here is what Track Attack looks like. We all know what Track Attack looks like. It's this one. A speedrunner's favorite. So actually, it's possible for this level to be completed incredibly quickly. And that's it. Digi is through the line at rapid pace. What's that? Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? Yeah, I genuinely got Hyperdrive Heroes round 2 in ranked. This actually really happened. This means there is a lot of pressure on. If I can take out every other bean in this lobby and win on this level, I can actually win ranked knockout on round 2. It's time to be careful, but also be dangerous. Luckily, this was looking already like a very promising lobby, as people were getting eliminated left and right. Look at that, so many people disappearing already. This is only the first part of the level. This might actually have some proper potential here, but I also need to be careful myself. I don't want to take myself out, do I? Especially not after I've just recently turned into noodles. Decided to get an early jump onto this platform, which gave me an opportunity to turn round and look behind me. How many beans are left in this lobby? It's looking like 3 already. This is amazing. My chance is here. We managed to take out one instantly with a perfect spinner grab. Sadly didn't take out the dinosaur, but we already got 2 beans left, and they're fairly low level. Here goes nothing. We gotta do some very swift grabs here, but we have so many opportunities to take them out, and I didn't even need them. Look at this. Turn back, no beans left. I can actually do this after 2 rounds. Is this possible to do quicker? Sure. I could be good at speedrunning this level and get a few skips to the end. But I wasn't gonna risk it. This was my opportunity to finally get a round 2 knockout win. Weirdly, it still shows that 2 people can qualify. I'm not sure if it just does that anyway. Unfortunately, if you defeat all of the other people on the level, you don't just automatically win. You do still need to actually qualify yourself. I think there are some survival levels that you can actually just automatically win if you're the last one remaining, but I might be misremembering that, so don't judge me too harshly. Anyway, we got through the finish. We beat it. In round 2. I was so pleased with this. Unfortunately, this is the kind of thing that you just cannot force. You just have to play a lot and hope for the best, which is why I was unfortunately not recording the first level. I really should have done. So this will never count, even if they add this as an official category. But here you can see 2 rounds and a win. Brilliant! I was so pleased with that result. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one soon. Goodbye.